So today we will talk about the female reproductive cycle, means periods or menstrual cycle of female. So normally, firstly we will talk how many days we can call normal female MCs. Generally speaking, the average days are 28 days, but we can't say that every female should have 28 as a average period. So 28 days average, up to 35 days it is normal, and up to 21 days it is also normal. But if the cycle is shorter than the 21 days, then we call it polymenorrhea, and above than 35 days we call it as oligomenorrhea. Let's talk about this cycle. The main head or controller of the cycle is hypothalamus. Main head is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is the main. Then it gives signals to anterior pituitary gland, and further anterior pituitary gives signal to ovary. Then ovary gives signal to uterus. This is the sequence, and we will explain one by one. So firstly, the hypothalamus. Releases is a response GnRH, gonadotropic releasing hormone, which stimulates anterior pituitary to secrete gonadotropic hormones. We have two gonadotropic hormones. One is FSH and other is LH. Remember this, these hormones are secreted by the anterior pituitary gland. So the function of these we will discuss now. Before going further, we will talk something like arcuate nucleus. which is present in hypothalamus, which secretes GnRH. So please remember, arcuate nucleus secretes GnRH. So let's talk about the FSH function. Firstly, this will act on ovary, secreted by anterior pituitary. As we know that there are the primordial cells, this is the ova, this is the axillary, and this is the primordial cells. The whole is known as primordial follicle, which is present in ovary. Like this is the ovary outlining. This primordial cell is converted into the primary follicles, which has a granulosa layer, cuboidal layer, multilayer or a monolayer. We are making multilayer here. The main difference between the primordial follicle or primary follicle is arrangement of the granular layer. So the main function of FSH here is to convert the primary follicle into secondary follicle. Here these are the granulosa cells. When this will be converted, another layer will come into play, that is theca cells, outer layer of the granular layer, and one another layer that will come, that is zona pellucida. Orange one is zona pellucida, green one is theca cells layer, and this is granulosa cells. So this is secondary follicles. Going further, I should explain the functions of the layers. First is zona pellucida. It is the outer layer, covers ovum. So when sperm so when army means many sperms come in female genitalia for fertilization, this layer will allow only one sperm to enter for fertilization. Other will be resistance. Other sperm will not be allowed. So main function is of zona pellucida is to prevent polyspermy. And second layer, theca cells. Theca cells produces androgen, which is a male hormone. male hormone. This androgen then is taken by third layer, that is granulosa cells layer, which convert androgen to estrogen. Okay, androgen converted into estrogen by layer granulosa cells layer, and this estrogen will have two functions. First is it will go to the uterus and help in proliferation, and second, at its peak level it will go to anterior pituitary, give negative feedback to stop FSH, and second 2A mean. In this, after this negative feedback, there is positive feedback by FSH only, sorry, by estrogen and only to release FSH and LH in more amount in mid of cycle. So LH surge is more at the mid of the cycle due to the positive feedback of the FSH. Now the secondary follicle is converted into Graafian follicle. I am making rough diagram. This is theca cells and this will be the zona pellucida. This will get converted into Graafian follicles. In this, the main difference is the accumulation of the estrogen in the cell, due to which the granulosa cells will make a bulge like this, and rest is same. Theca cells and zona pellucida. So here will be the estrogen, other proteins, okay, and this is Graafian follicles. Now at the mid of the cycle, at which there is LS surge, due to this pressure inside Graphian follicle increases and it ruptures the membrane and ovum comes out. With the help of this, with the help of the LSR, the ovum comes out. Ovum with its surrounds by ovum. Second one is zona pellucida. Now the third layer is same as granulosa cells, but their name is changed here. So corona and this outer layer is known as corona radiata, and this is zona pellucida, and this is ovum, and leave behind the Graafian follicles. Now this Graafian follicle is known as corpus luteum. Corpus luteum. So here the corpus luteum lives for 12 days if there is no fertilization. What is the role of corpus luteum? First, it secretes progesterone hormone. Main role of progesterone hormone is to help in making uterus wall soft and new blood vessel for nourishment. Means secretory phase. This is all done when there is a LH surge, ovum is out, then the phase come to place, secretory phase, that is due to progesterone hormone which is secreted by the corpus luteum. If there is no fertilization, the corpus luteum will die after 12 days. And when corpus luteum degenerates, it's convert into corpus albicans. And this is the last product of the cycle. So, summary of the cycle. Cycle starts on the first day, 14th day and 28th day. First 5 days we can say it's a bleeding phase, means blood comes out, and the normal blood is up to 30 ml to 80 ml. During this first 5 days, hypothalamus start giving signal to the pituitary start making FSH, LH, and they will start making their roles like endometrium proliferation, so known as proliferation phase, and LH alpine ovulation. So here we can write this phase is known as proliferation phase, means endometrium start proliferating. And 14th day we can say it ovulatory phase. And third phase is secretory phase, which is done by the progesterone hormone. Or in simple we can say there is three phases in normal female reproductive cycles. First phase is proliferative phase. Proliferative phase is due to presence of the estrogen hormone. Please keep in mind proliferative phase is due to estrogen hormone. Second phase is ovulatory phase, which is due to LH surge. And third phase is secretory phase, which is due to progesterone hormone secreted by corpus luteum. Now in normal female reproductive cycle, about 15 to 20 primordial follicles take part. These 15 to 20 primordial follicles get converted into 15 to 20 primary follicles, and this 15 to 20 secondary follicles. But here only one will go further into Graafian follicle, which is fully developed and live without support of FSH. And this one is decided when estrogen give negative feedback to anterior pituitary to stop FSH, and at this time all immature follicle dies. Only mature follicle, only one mature follicle lives for next step. So please keep in mind there are 15 follicles, 15 to 20 follicles, primordial follicles take part in the one menstrual cycle, but only one is get matured and give their ovum out.